You're a busy guy, talk of the town, especially here. But my first question would be, what's your favorite kind of pizza? And then it'll go into the hockey questions.
Okay. Yeah, I think my favorite kind of pizza is chicken bacon ranch.
Wow.
Big fan of it. So
Yeah. Can you tell me about like players that you grew up watching? I know that you have the John Tavares posters in your room, but
yeah. I still have John Tavares pictures up on my wall.
yeah.
Grew up watching Patrick Kane, all the shootout moves, and all the things he's done. So I
Yeah.
guess those are both two guys I watch.
Who's the greatest American hockey player of all time?
I think it would be Kane.
That's a big question right now with
Yeah.
everything Matthews is doing, but moment on the ice so far.
We're winning World Juniors. You look over and you see
Yeah.
mom crying in the stands after you're lifting a gold the trophy and gold medal. So it's a special moment.
Can you describe like the play that you rewatched the most over and over on highlights?
So I guess a play. I love watching film. I've watched every game back this year. It's tough to kind of just put back one play. I think I've watched Ted score in the Golden Goal a ton of times. So it's not myself, but
Yeah.
it was a cool moment. So I guess that clip is definitely
Yeah, that was a great overtime. I mean, you're a clutch player too. Like as during that a couple minutes before, you had an opportunity and the goalie saved it with his
yeah.
blocker. Can you tell me about that? And I mean, if you would have lifted the puck, you would have won the game winner. But you guys ultimately won anyway. So can you tell me about that overtime game and what you guys were feeling?
Finland was such a good team.
Yeah.
We knew it was gonna be tough, especially coming back.
Yeah.
It's transfer hockey, so you just have to be smart. Everyone knew that you don't want to be the guy to turn the puck over. So it was just making sure that you were making the right play, especially when it was needed.
Who's the greatest player that you've ever played with?
Good question. I think Gabe Perreault is probably the guy I'd say. He's a great hockey player, great person as well.
Yeah, Rangers draft pick, very good player. Can you tell me about the transition from going to the NCAA and how, like, what you had to learn in those first two games? And because your second half of the season, you look like a different player, and I don't think a lot of people talk about that. So, can you tell me about the transition and how you became more comfortable?
Yeah, it's just maturing, understanding that if you want to be able to play, if you want to log minutes, you have to be trusted on the ice. So I learned right away watching film and being on the ice for games. It's tough. If you get a grade A chance, you got to make sure you're really bearing down. Just learning how to play a 200-foot game, play both ways, making sure that you're over the puck, you're in the right position. Your mind can't be set only on offense. You have to make sure you're doing the right things in the D zone.
Can you tell me about like your biggest strengths and some things that you are working to improve on to take your game to that next level?
I think explosive speed, that's definitely something I'm working on. I want to be able to explode when I want to get the puck, be able to separate myself from the defenseman.
Is there anybody that you watched currently that you're like, I want to be more like him? I know Connor McDavid is obviously like the tier above because of his
Yeah.
skating, but is there anybody that
Yeah.
you watch their edge work?
I think that Jack Hughes is a great player
Yeah.
to talk about. The way he skates, the way he stick handles and plays hockey, I think it's something to take note of and try to implement it in your own game.
Something that I wanted to ask you, I didn't want to talk to you like during the press conference about it because I knew I was going to have this interview with you and O'Brien, but can you tell me about like the Jack Hughes comparison? Because Jack Hughes is obviously a great player, but going into the NHL, he had a rough couple years. So are you like watching his transition, like those games, and seeing like what was the problem with his transition?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked?
I mean, I don't know what goes on inside of his head. But you're able to watch hockey, you're able to see kind of how he plays, the stuff he was doing. So it's just being prepared. I'm not Jack Hughes, I'm myself. So
Yeah.
I know what I have to do to get prepared, and that's just making sure I am.
And you said you watched the Blackhawks and Patrick Kane. Have you got to, I know they didn't take any prospects out for dinner, but have you got to talk to Kyle Davidson and some of the Blackhawks organization?
Yeah, I had a meeting with them. It went really well.
Yeah.
They're great people, really easy to talk to.
So that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Like Connor Bedard and Celebrini, there's like a debate right now. So who do you think is the best player and like NHL forward under 23 right now?
That's a really hard question. Obviously, this is Celerine's first year. Bedard, the things he's done, it's easy to say it's him, but you don't know what's gonna happen in 2 or 3 years. It's hard being able to really show how good he is. And I'd probably go with it.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. I like to hear that. Do you consider yourself more of a playmaker or a goal scorer, and how do you balance those roles on the ice?
Yeah, I think more of a playmaker, but I do love scoring. It's something that every kid loves who plays hockey. Love finding people. It's just part of my game that I think is a huge strength.
Is there something that is overlooked in your game that you think more people should be talking about?
I think my grit.
Yeah.
I know that my size will never interfere with my compete. I'm willing to go in the corners. I'll never shy away from anything. That's definitely something I just want to put out there.
Are you a chirper on ice? And what's your favorite chirper or
Yeah,
chirp you've ever heard that you can say?
yeah. I'm not the biggest chirper. I just kind of like to play my game. And obviously, guys, I'll say stuff to you, but kind of keep it to myself. I don't know. Me and Gabe have had some pretty
Yeah.
funny moments on the ice this year. So, yeah, I don't know if I could uh, say any. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
if I remember too much of it, but I know being out there on the bench with Gabe definitely had some funny.
Who's your funniest teammate?
I think Stieg is pretty funny. Gabe's funny. Fowler. There's so many guys with different personalities. It's
Yeah.
tough to narrow one down.
And then obviously growing up in New York, right, the fandom for other sports is absolutely incredible. Is there another sports team in New York or any sports team that you have a huge fandom for that people don't know?
No, nothing out of the ordinary, to
Yeah.
be honest.
No Jets fan or anything?
Yeah, I just kind of like watching
Yeah.
all football. My billets out of Michigan, kind of I watched a lot of Lions football while I was there, so I was really invested in that at
Nice.
the 2 years I was there.
I'm a Bears fan, so
Yeah,
there's a huge rivalry there. But
yeah,
besides hockey, what is one other thing that you're ultra competitive with?
lacrosse.
Lacrosse,
I
nice.
grew up playing it, loved the sport. Probably would have pursued it if hockey didn't work out.
Yeah. I grew up playing lacrosse and my
Mhm.
nickname was Dabs because I used to dab
Yeah,
and I didn't even realize what it even meant. Lacrosse is fun and you can incorporate it into hockey because it's basically the same thing.
mhm.
So can you build the perfect forward by combining attributes like hockey IQ, skating, shot, and physicality from any player, past or present?
Yeah, I think McDavid's skating, Patrick Hagens' hands, Jack Hughes' IQ,
Hmm.
Ryan Reeves' grit. I think Casey Cizikas' work ethic. So I'd
Wow.
probably be the perfect player.
Who's your favorite um like okay, so I'll switch it up. Imagine you've won the Stanley Cup. What does your day with the cup look like?
Bring it home, be around family, bring it to my local rink. Who knows? Probably take it out in the water, maybe fish with it. I
You're a
don't-
big fisher.
yeah, grew up around it.
What got you into hockey?
Think my dad, my parents kind of got us into hockey. Obviously, having a big brother, seeing him do it was a big motivation to step on the ice and
Yeah.
keep pursuing it. I love the sport. I loved everything about it, and just stuck with me.
What does success in hockey mean to you? Yeah. What does it mean?
Yeah, I think it. Obviously, it means perseverance, sacrifice, all those things. Like it comes in the factor. I think compete is a big thing as well.
That's a great answer. That was one of the best I've had. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, what is your perfect 5 years?
Yeah, obviously you want to play in the NHL as soon as possible. Whatever team takes a chance on you, it's drafts coming around the corner. You want to be at a place that wants you the most. Whatever team takes a chance on you, hopefully get to the NHL as soon as possible. Be able to talk with the team whether you go back to school or if you jump right in the NHL, and then hopefully work towards winning a Stanley Cup. Yeah, that's why you play. That's why it's what you work towards every year.
Is there any like pregame rituals that you think is the weirdest teammates or players?
I haven't seen any weird ones. I kind of love the way Will Traeger on my team. He gets really dialed in. So
Okay.
he's someone that I just kind of love to look at when he's kind of doing his routine. But no, nothing really out of the ordinary.
A lot of the CHL guys say that it's moon water. It's one of the prospects puts a glass of water outside and has the moonlight hit it because he scored a goal. So I always thought that was a fun one.
Yeah, that's
A lot of people have actually said that to me. But besides hockey, what is something that you want to achieve in your life?
start a family. I think that's an easy one to say. Yeah, I mean, you want people to be able to share your success with. You hopefully have kids that can grow up, play hockey one day or whatever sport they choose. I guess that's an easy one to say.
Out of every prospect I've interviewed, you're the first one that's actually said that. And I
Really?
feel like that's like it's an obvious answer,
Yeah.
so that's crazy. What does it feel like to be an NHL draft eligible from a player's perspective that fans might not know?
It's really cool. It's special. Just kind of growing up, dreaming of this.
Yeah.
You hear your name. You're at the NHL Combine. You're so close to the NHL draft. It's one of the coolest things in the world. I would never not be grateful for this. It's something that you just have to take a lot of pride in. It's a cool moment, so it's
Yeah.
just being grateful for all of it.
Is there like one specific meal that you were like, this is the food was very good, not specific on the teams or ever. It was just like that was the best restaurant you were at for a team meeting.
I wouldn't really say I can narrow down one. The meetings here, we all eat in the same meal room, so
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's a little. Do you get the same thing over and over? Steak or
For the meals here,
yeah.
they do a great job.
Oh,
There's some great food here.
what's your favorite food?
I love seafood. Steaks an easy one to go with.
And I know you're tired, so I don't want to keep you here. And you've had a very busy day, but can you tell me like what your favorite childhood game is?
Video game?
Well,
Or
video game, Fortnite, or any childhood game that you grew up on.
yeah, it's a good question. I think it's easy to just say NHL.
Hmm.
Not the big Xbox player, but I'd have some good games with my brother and friends over NHL, I guess.
Do you play Fortnite?
No, not as much, but
Yeah,
I have played back in the day.
yeah.
So
One of my favorite questions that prospects tell me is, "Where do you land in Fortnite?" And a lot of them say Tilted Towers or Pleasant, but do you remember where you landed?
yeah, this is a while ago. I think I only played for that what do they call it, the OG
OG
map.
season,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was it, Retail Row?
Retail,
Yeah,
yeah.
that might have been it.
Houses or the store?
Think the houses. I wasn't any good, so I kind of land wherever my teammates were, but just
Yeah.
make sure to revive them or whatnot.
Had all the meds. What is one thing your teammates know about you the fans probably don't?
Funny guy, I guess.
Okay.
Someone that loves to talk, love to just kind of be around.
Is there something on an interview that you've never been asked but want to talk about, like something that, like I said, like was overlooked in your game, like you said, grit? But is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, like the process or anything?
I think when teams people ask about the draft and whatnot, you want to go to the team that wants you most. You don't know where you're gonna end up or where you're gonna go. You just want to go to a place that wants you. So
And your off-season routine, is there anything you like skate with NHL players? Are you in New York?
yeah, Matt Coronado, Jane Pinto, Sonny Milano, those are guys that'll come down and skate with.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then just a few more, but what's something on your bucket list that you haven't done but really want to do?
Yeah, that's the goal. I've never been snowboarding, so
Oh,
maybe
nice.
when hockey's done, I don't think I could do it anytime soon.
Yeah.
So once hockey's done, I'll do it then maybe.
I was telling the other prospect because he brought up snowboarding, and I actually herniated my disc because I was on like the expert hill. I should be on like the bunny
Yeah.
slopes, but I ran in full speed to a tree, and while we were here, I like re-aggravated it, so I'm like going like that.
Yeah.
But I won't bore you with that. But do you prefer chess or checkers?
Checkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just for the last one, what kind of message would you give for other young players and fans that look up to you?
Yeah. I'm a normal kid.
Yeah.
Grew up the same. Grew up on Long Island. Nothing was ever good. You hear it a lot. You hear it from parents, coaches, just to work hard and to
Hmm.
enjoy it all. But it does go by fast. A blink of an eye. You're here at the NHL Combine. My first year of college is over. It's just enjoy being a kid. Enjoy all the moments. Enjoy all the tournaments. Whatever sport you choose or whatever you take pride in. Just do it at your best and really enjoy it.
That was awesome.
Thank you.